Hello, I'm Brian Fitzgerald, the Golf Doctor. And if this is the first time to this channel, welcome. This channel is all about helping you play better golf. And if you want to play better golf, one of the best ways is to hit the subscribe button, click the bell notification, and then you're on your way. And today we're going to look at why use a golf glove. To use a glove or not to use a glove, that is indeed the question. So a lot of people wear gloves, and a lot of people don't know why they wear a glove. So we're going to look at what are the benefits of wearing a glove versus not wearing a glove. So here I have a glove, and a lot of people think that when you wear a glove, you're wearing it to have a better grip. And whilst that is true to some degree, you're really wearing a glove to stop you from getting blisters in your hand. So I've got some examples here of some gloves that I haven't used personally, but there's one there you can see in that area there. It's very badly worn. It's got a patch which I call double underpants. It's always good to have two, but it's worn through the first patch and it's on the way to wearing out the second patch. Down here on the thumb you can see it's also wearing out the thumb. Here's another glove. So this one is a leather glove, and you can see here that it's wearing out just in there. So why does a glove wear out? Well, golf gloves wear out usually because of friction. So if I was to stand here and just feel like I was sawing or just rubbing there, eventually it's going to wear a hole through that glove. So whenever you wear holes in gloves, that's what's basically happening. And the reason you wear the hole is friction, and quite often that's simply because people have their top hand over too far, so that when we swing the club down there's movement in the hand and that creates the rubbing, and it's that rubbing that wears the hole out. Now I personally don't wear a glove. I used to when I was younger, but I never really wore gloves out. So I was lucky enough to be taught the correct grip when I was younger, and I've never had an issue with it. So that's just the way I feel. If you want to wear a glove, feel free to wear a glove. The second reason people wear the glove out is it's also to do with tension. So you don't want to grip it super tight and you don't want to grip it light. You want to be about 3 out of 10. So whether we're thinking of holding a baby chicken in our hands, you've got to let it breathe, but you don't want it to escape. Or the way I look at it, you want to be able to make a vertical circle with a golf club. You can go either way, but that's giving you the correct grip pressure. It's not tight, it's not light, but it's secure. Where people start to go wrong is that they swing the club back, and you can see here that my club has come away from there. My grip pressure has changed. So this puts a lot of pressure on that part of the thumb, and that comes off. So as soon as I start coming down, you can see that's going to wear out the glove. So if we can keep a more constant grip pressure, I'm not saying it should stay tight, and I'm not saying it should be loose. We want it to be constant. So that little exercise of letting the club make a vertical circle gives you the right feeling of grip pressure. It's about 3 out of 10. 10 being as much grip pressure as you possibly can. So that gets back to the original question, why wear a glove? Well, essentially it's not really, as I said, to improve your grip. If it was, you would have 2 of them. You'd wear 1 on each hand. I don't wear a glove, but when it rains, I wear a glove on each hand. It's a particular grip. It's called a FootJoy rain grip glove. I'm not sponsored by FootJoy. I don't sell gloves, but it's called a FootJoy rain grip, and that's the pair that I have in my golf bag. I have 2. So the wetter these grips get, the better I grip. So it's quite unusual. The other grips, even though it's called an all-weather grip, they still don't perform anywhere near as well. These things are fantastic. I used to put them in a fish tank when I worked in a golf shop many years ago, and we just have them sitting in the fish tank of water, and then you pull them out, put them on, and you can still feel the grip quite secure in your hand. The other reason I don't like wearing a glove in general is that I like the feeling of having no barrier between my hands and the club. When I wear a glove, especially when I wear the 2 rain grip gloves, it feels terrible, but I've practiced with it and I've gotten used to it. My preference though is to have no barrier between my fingers and the club. Now, provided you've got your grips on your golf clubs in good condition, you're not going to have any issues with them. So I just like the feel of my fingers and my skin directly on the club. That's just my preference. You don't have to follow that, but certainly explore, try, and find out what works for you. In general, there are 2 types of gloves. There's a leather glove, which is the one I showed you before, really nice. Then there's the all-weather, and the all-weather has the extra patch on them, which helps to prevent wear. So the all-weather are cheaper, leather is more expensive. When I did wear a glove, I love the feel of leather. And if you like thin feeling gloves, pick lighter colors. The darker the color, the thicker the leather is to take the pigment of that color. So you want to get the lightest color possible. I always used to go for the white ones, and that worked quite well. So there we have it. Hopefully now you can understand why you use a glove or why you don't use a glove. Thank you for letting me help you with your golf. I'm Fitzgerald, the Golf Doctor, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.